Hey, Nate.
What?
What did Batman tell Robin before they got into the Batmobile?
I don't know.
Hey, Robin. Get in the Batmobile.
Is that it?
YouTube, what's up? It's Two Fat Guys Pool List.
Oh,
We got a banger of a video for you.
I know
It's
you're a dad, but my God. That was a dad joke.
That was a bad joke.
Bad dad joke.
It wasn't really a joke.
Whatever.
Whatever. YouTube, it's Two Fat Guys Pool List here with another comic book haul video for the month of April, more specifically the week of the 14th of April.
Oh, yes.
And yeah, we don't have I don't have as many books as last week.
Yeah, not 26 this time.
Thank God. We only have, what, 15?
16, I think.
16. Which is, that's... Hopefully we can keep it under an hour next week, this week at the show.
Under 2 hours. Under 3 hours.
Under 3 hours. Well, let's try to do 2 hours.
Okay,
maybe.
let's stay at 2 hours.
Anyway, we need to get this started. So, Nate, what do we got?
First, we are starting with Daredevil 29. Chip Zdarsky. Looks like we are still continuing on with our Elektra storyline. And I think the last issue was the best issue of this run.
Last issue. What happened last issue?
Last issue, we were dealing with the fallout of King in Black, and it was the therapy issue, and
That's right.
the guy that commits suicide, and it was a very intense issue.
And then it ended with Murdoch being poisoned.
Poisoned, yes. And so
Son.
we're gonna have to see what happens next. I mean, I hate it when you call out pre-picks of the week, but
Are you really going to do it?
no, of course not. No.
Okay.
I'm just very excited for it.
I got you. Okay. Next up, we've got Thor, number 14, the finale of the Prey arc from Donny Cates and Nick Klein. And yeah, this is going to be my preemptive pick of the week.
Oh God, oh, of course.
I'm super excited for this. We've got daddy issues in this book. We've got brother issues in this book. It's a family affair. You know what I'm saying?
Big time.
So we'll just see how it goes. I am, we were let down a little bit by King in Black, so hopefully we can get a little bit of a pick-me-up here from Donny Cates and Nick Klein.
Yeah.
But I'm excited. I'm super stoked for this issue.
Yes, I have enjoyed this storyline more than I thought I would, but I'm very excited to see what the hell Donnie comes up with next.
And what comes next, yeah, for sure.
Yep. Next up, we have our X books. First is Children of the Atom, number 2. I really enjoyed the first issue. It was good. It was not at all what we expected, but I'm curious to see if we, dive into a little bit more of their backstory. I know we don't get an answer exactly in this book, but
yeah, we would. Why would we?
They're gonna have to drag us on a little bit, but
yeah. Also, this RB Silva cover, though,
Yes. RB Silva is doing really good covers, and Bernard Chang is doing really good interiors on this book, too.
All around, a killer book.
Yeah.
Next up, we've got Wolverine at number 11. I don't know what to say about this issue. I'm glad that we have a Wolverine book this week, but we're dealing with vampires, and I'm just not... I'm not excited about vampires. Yeah. But who knows? There might be some, Omega Red's on the cover, so maybe we'll get a little bit more of a clarification with him being a double agent now with Krakoa and Dracula. So there's a little bit of intrigue there, but overall, I'm not feeling vampires, so I'm really ready for this arc. I think we got another book after this that deals with vampires, and then I think we're moving on to Hellfire Gala and all that stuff.
The biggest problem too is that, unfortunately, because of the timing of when this book came out, and Ten of Swords and stuff, it's felt like a really choppy book.
Yeah, for sure.
I think so far I've had at least 1 or 2 picks of the week come from this book. So the issues are good, but
yeah.
The book's been a little choppy. We're getting just a little bit of vampires here, a little bit of Krakoa action there, a little bit of something totally different from either of those subjects, and it's like I would like us to get on some stable storyline telling.
You know what? I think that's a byproduct of them releasing 2 different stories within 2 different parts of the timeline of Wolverine in the first issue, right? Like we got the Girl in White, or I can't remember what that was, and then we got the vampire arc. So I think once we get past this, I think we'll be okay, as long as they don't do that again where they're like, hey, we're midway through the run, and now we're doing another giant, humongous, issue, and we're gonna have 3 stories in it, and then we're gonna be like, wait, but they're not in order. So as long as they don't do that, I think we'll be okay.
Well, that being said, it's about to get interrupted by Hellfire Gala again. So.
Yeah, damn it.
We'll see.
After that, we've got Fantastic Four number 30, King in Black tie-in. I don't necessarily know how I'm going to feel about this issue because King in Black is over. So what consequence are we going to get in this book?
The answer is none.
You're probably right. I just don't know. I know you've already kind of looked in the book, but I just don't. I'm ready for this story. I'm ready for Slott to just like, I think they could have done 2. What? How many issues of King in Black were there tie-in wise for Fantastic Four? Is it 2?
I believe it's 3.
Okay, they could have done 2 and just like not done this one.
Yeah, really.
I'm just ready. I'm ready for like the Doom wedding and all that jazz. So yeah, let's see what happens.
Yes. One book that I am very excited about. Guardians 13, Legacy number 175.
Ooh.
Gorgeous cover with a couple of new members of the Guardians.
The members.
Yes. So I snuck a peek in this book too.
Of course you did. And
while I am very sad, and I've said this every time Guardians has come up for the past 3 months, that Juan Cabal is no longer on this book because his art was amazing.
Meh.
Well, okay, now we're going to have an aside because your only problem with Juan Cabal was the fingernails. And guess what's in this book? Long-ass fingernails.
Hold on. The fingernails on Star-Lord. But if he does them right, if they're decked out a little bit, I'll be
exactly
okay.
the same.
No, they're not.
Literally, you want me to show you right now? I mean,
no.
They're exactly the same.
I can't see your camera right now, so I'll just have to look at it in the edit.
Okay. They're exactly the same. So quit shitting on his art.
Okay.
I'm going to keep going.
Okay. Continue.
We're getting a reboot of this book, essentially, but we're keeping the same writer, which is exactly what needs to happen. Al Ewing doesn't need to go anywhere. He had a little bit of flub with the Greek gods. That's okay. We'll just forget about that. We'll move on. We've got an awesome cast, and we get a surprising, not surprise ending to this book. That's really cool.
Okay, all right, because you haven't read it, but you peeked in. So
It's called pulling a James. I just looked at the very
You
back
literally
and
did what I do and get pissed off at me for doing, and you did that.
No, I read the book, but this is the future.
This is the future. All right, next up, we've got Black Cat issue 5. So this is the beginning of another arc. Looks like it's called the Gilded City, Part 1. Pepe Larraz cover, beautiful Pepe Larraz cover. I'm very interested to see where this goes because I know we're moving towards that infinity storyline with Black Cat coming into possession with the Infinity Gauntlet. So we'll see what happens. But I'm, again, last issue was meh. This issue I'm expecting a little bit better.
Yeah, I was so not into the Queen Cat or whatever her name is.
Yeah.
From the last issue, so hopefully we just move on from that.
I think we will.
Next up is going to get my preliminary cover pick of the week.
I don't think it has to be preliminary. I think that's
okay. Now announcing for February 14th. Cover of the week: Iron Man number 8. Alex Ross.
I would agree.
Moondragon.
I would agree with that.
Beautiful. Love it. So excited.
But do you see who else is in the cover?
Yes, and then Hellcat's also in there as well.
Yeah, that's very clever.
Yes, I like it a lot. I'm very intrigued. Moondragon, I don't know why, but Moondragon is one of my favorite characters. I think she's weird. I think she's quirky. I really enjoy when she shows up in all of the random cosmic stuff in the 80s and 90s. So I enjoy that I'm getting some of that in Guardians, but it's also really cool that she's showing up in this surprisingly cosmic run for Iron Man. But I also like that we're getting a badass like long story in Iron Man. You know, here's issue 8. And we're essentially still on the first story arc. Like seems like we're gonna have probably like a 12 issue maxi story arc here.
Right, and I didn't know how I'd feel about that after we started going through solicitations, but I'm all for it now. And just to go back to your Moondragon thing, I really didn't know anything much about that character, but I will give Ewing credit in his Guardians run when they fused together, like the two Moondragons fused their minds together. That got me on board. So like seeing her now on this cover, I'm like, hell yeah! Like I hope she's the driving force in this issue.
If you're curious, I believe that is issue 5 of the current Guardians run.
Right.
It's also a really awesome cover, too.
Yep. After that, we've got a newly announced series that Marvel kind of snuck up on us in the sense of we knew that this story from Chip Zdarsky was coming, Spider-Man Spider's Shadow. That's a tongue twister.
Good there.
But the crazy thing about it is when I picked this up at the shop, and I was like, Jacob, what's that up at the top left corner? It's a little logo that says "What If." So, not sure if they're rebranding their What Ifs issues, but this looks like this is a What If story from Chip Zdarsky dealing with Spider-Man and his symbiote. So
interesting.
Very interesting.
I did not know that.
Like I said, Donny Cates' book is my preliminary pick of the week. This is a contender, I believe. So, I'm very excited for this.
Yeah, and a Phil Noto cover, which is always a bonus.
Yep. After that, we've got Nonstop Spider-Man #2. The bar is low for Spider-Man in the sense of what's a good story. So I'm all aboard this nonstop train, and I have not picked up an issue of Amazing Spider-Man from Nick Spencer yet. So this is where I will be when it comes to Spider-Man.
Hanging out with these other Spideys.
Super stoked, and I picked up something extra for this one, but we'll talk about that later.
Oh, what, dude?
Yeah, dude.
Next, we have... I think you're joining me on this journey, dude.
I am
Superman #30.
Oh, sorry.
Issue 2 of our Philip Kennedy Johnson run on Superman. That first issue was a little 1-2 issue arc with Superman and Action Comics. So now we've got the 2 books are going to stay separate and do their own thing for a little bit. This is our first arc in the Shadow Breed Strikes. I actually meant to see if this is a somewhat of a legacy character, if these baddies have showed up before. I don't know. So I'm interested to see where we're going. It seems like Jonathan Kent's still going to be on for the ride. Very much seems like this is going to be a father-son book, which is an interesting aspect. I've never really thought. I don't read Superman before this, but I've never really thought of Superman as a dad. So, that's a intriguing characteristic of this book that I'm looking forward to.
Yeah, I jumped on with you just because I'm continuing to widen my horizons or broaden my horizons, I guess is the better way to say it, in the DC universe. So I figured, you know what, I need to start picking up Superman. I can't pick up Batman and not read Superman, right? Like that's kind of like a cardinal sin. I think it is.
No, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, you're right.
So, anyway, that's Superman #30.
Yes, our next DC book, Joker #2. And ouch! Ooh, this book is already hot.
It's hot. I can't even hold it. Ow.
People are already starting to get a little nuts. So we're continuing our story that's about Joker, but it's also oh God, what's his name?
Gordon.
It's also a Gordon story too, like very much so.
Yep.
So we're going to continue that story. Apparently, we get first appearance in here.
First appearance. So if you haven't picked this thing up yet, and you still have the chance to, you probably should pick it up because that's why this book is on fire.
Yeah, there's like a hidden thank you 1 in 50 variant sort of thing that people are already going nuts over.
We'll throw that up on the screen.
There it is. It's beautiful.
There it is.
It's a great cover.
So cool.
Yeah. Also, did you see the B cover for this? The punchline cover?
I did not. I'll throw that up on the screen now, too.
I should have grabbed it.
Whoa.
I have it, but I didn't.
So cool.
It's good. It's nice.
Okay.
So if you are a punchline fan, which I haven't read her storyline yet. I need to read that.
Isn't there a backup story? The backup story is a Punchline origin story, I believe.
Is it?
Yes.
Is it now? Also featuring Punchline. Well, yep, there you go.
Read the cover, bro.
I don't know if it's an origin, but it is there. That's Joker number 2.
There you go. Continuing the DC train, whatever you want to call it, a choo-choo.
Finishing the train here.
Finishing the train, the sleeper car. We've got Batman the Detective number 1. So this is a mini-series, and it is written by Tom Taylor. So
Is it really?
It is, and that is basically the only reason why I picked it up, because he's writing Nightwing right now, and that shit was phenomenal. So I was like, you know what? I gotta. And, you know.
Do you know what else he's writing right now?
A lot of other things.
Do you know what else he's writing right now that you're reading?
I don't know.
7 Secrets.
Oh, yeah. So, see, because you know what it is because I didn't like last issue, so I just kind of blocked it out of my mind.
Okay.
Anyway, I'm excited. I'm excited for this. And again, it's just broadening our DC. And this is Jacob reminded me to say that this is a story that is set up like in the not so distant future. So this is not in the current timeline. You know, it's like a story off on its own.
This is sort of like future statey, where it's in the future. It could be this timeline. It could be another multiverse.
Correct.
It could be whatever.
Correct.
I actually, at first, I felt a little wonky about DC doing this, like, it's all kind of in continuity. Some things are maybe the future, some things are maybe multiverse, but, like, why don't we just read comics about these characters? At first, I was like, as a Marvel person who's never reset, never rebooted, everything's in, everything sort of goes.
Right.
I was like, I'm not down for that. I gotta know if this is continuity or not. And, which is dumb, especially for a new reader. Like, that just makes it harder for you to jump in. And now that I've actually jumped in, it makes me more likely to say, oh, Batman Detective, like, oh, it's in the future? Okay, cool. I don't need to worry about, like, is this Earth 2 or Earth 99 or what's the setting here?
Right. I think we really handicapped ourselves when we first started, when we were like, we're not touching DC because we just don't know anything about it. Now, granted, if we had done that when we first got into comics, I do think we would have been lost.
Yeah, I do too.
But we picked the perfect jumping on point, and some people may argue that we did or didn't. But hey, man, that's our journey, right?
Yep.
All
right. We're going on to our paltry independence this week. It's a tiny selection, but
small week.
We have Proctor Valley Road number 2. The first issue was good. It wasn't great, but it was good.
It was okay, yeah.
Yeah, it was, the art was fun. These books feel really good, too. I don't know what it is, but, Boom just makes good quality books.
They do.
But I'm interested to see if we get a little bit more horror in this one. The other one was very much setup, and then at the end was just sort of like, And so I'm hoping we get a little bit more, like, actual suspense, because at least the way I read the solicitations is like, this is supposed to be kind of scary. Like, it's supposed to be kind of creepy. And so far it's been more gory than scary.
Right.
If that makes any sense. And I don't know if gory is the right word, because it's not
it's like it's
heavily detailed or anything, it's still cartoony, but
yeah, but when the paranormal shit happens, it is pretty grotesque. Like,
yeah, I mean, it doesn't
intense, it doesn't match. And I'm not saying this is a bad thing, but it doesn't match the art style of the characters and when they're in the story. When they cut to, like, let's say the bull with the fucking chains on its back, like, it looks gross as shit.
yeah.
So
it is very different. So, it's a 6-issue mini, right? So I mean, the first issue was good enough that I'll hang on for the ride no matter what.
Interesting. Maybe I'll go back to the shop and pick it up. We'll have to see. You have to read it and let me know.
And then finally, this was a sort of a good advertising pickup. The last book of the week is Home number 1 from Image. We had a preview in the back of, I can't remember what it was now.
Crossover.
That's exactly what it was. The last issue of Crossover had a preview to this, and I said, you know what? That sounds like a really good story. Very, very different from our typical superhero books. Basically following a mother and her son from Guatemala trying to get to the border. of the United States. And I think there's a lot of implications that you can sort of make from what the story is supposed to be. And I think it's going to subvert some of those a little bit.
I'm not going to lie. I peeked in it a little bit, and I was like, oh, okay. And then I peeked at the very end and was like, oh, interesting. So we'll have to, I'm just going to leave that there. I'm going to leave that crumb there.
Yeah.
And you'll have to pick it back up on our live show on Friday at 8 o'clock Central Standard Time here on YouTube, Two Fat Guys Pull List.
Yeah.
All right, so that is our pulls for the week of April 14th. Now we're going to go on to the other part of our show where we talk about things that we may have picked up this week that weren't necessarily part of our polls. Some of them kind of are. But I'm going to let you kick it off, Nate. What do you got?
All right. So first off, speaking of being a sucker from advertising, Jacob, one of the guys at our local shop, we were talking Green Lantern, and I was talking how excited I am for this issue. I was like, I don't know what's going on. I don't know anything about Green Lantern. And he's like, oh, you definitely need to pick up Green Lantern by Jeff Johns, book 1. And I was like, yeah, okay. Yeah. So if you know anything about Green Lantern, you know what this is. Basically, when Jeff Johns did a reboot of sorts with Hal Jordan, I think this was in like early to mid 2000s. But yeah, just a nice trade of the first like 15 issues or so of this run. I'm excited to get some actual backstory on Hal Jordan and some Green Lantern stuff.
I'm definitely going to need to read that when you're done with it.
Yes, you will.
So, I picked up, first one of two, I picked up a variant cover of Nonstop Spider-Man by, now I'm going to butcher the shit out of this name. Azaki. Azaki. It is a variant. It's a beautiful cover. And there's I think it's technically cover B, but then there's a 1 in 100 variant that's a virgin. Oh. And I'm sure that's going to be stupid expensive. But that being said, this is a sick cover. I really enjoy it. And to me, this just embodies everything that Spider-Man really is and what Nick Spencer's run really isn't. I keep on just, and I need to stop. But anyway, this just is a really cool looking cover. I love it. And man, I might even get this one graded because I think there's a first appearance in this issue of a villain.
Really?
Yeah.
So is this a ratio variant or is this just a cover B?
I think it's a cover B.
Okay.
If I'm not mistaken. But then there's a ratio. There's a 1 in 100 that's just a virgin where it doesn't have the logo on it. And
yeah,
I mean, depending on what, I haven't seen it yet. I don't know what if Ron has it or if he's going to, or what he's going to sell it for. But if it's reasonable, maybe. But then again, I need to save my money for my Beta Ray Bill slab that is coming to a store near you. Bill. So, what you got?
Did you say slab?
I did say slab.
I thought I heard you say slab.
Do you have a slab?
Oh, dude.
Oh, dude.
I got Star Wars High Republic Adventures number 2.
Ooh.
This is the retail incentive variant. It is a 1 of 10. CBCS 9.8. Nice. Just a beautiful cover. I mean, just a really nice cover. But also, and My Little Pony on the back, too.
Oh, that's probably the best part of that book right there.
I mean, honestly. But if you are not into Star Wars or reading the comics, or if you haven't read the book, the first book, Light of the Jedi, we are introduced to a villain named Marchion Ro, who is pretty much set up to be the big bad of the High Republic era.
Right.
He really comes to form in the novel, and this book takes place just at the end. Anyway, this is his first full appearance in comics.
Gotcha.
And so, for the insanely cheap price, that is the easiest speculation I've ever made. Honestly, I don't know that I would get rid of it, though, just because I just really enjoy the cover on this.
You really like that cover.
Yeah, so if you are interested in Star Wars spec or Star Wars villains, or you just haven't, were like I was and like James was, and just said, adventures, it's for children, I'm not going to pick it up. issue 1 is first cameo Martian Rowe. Issue 2 is first full appearance, and issue 3 is first cover appearance. So,
gotcha.
What you got?
Continuing the slab train, I picked up Batman 106 CBCS graded 9.8,
nice.
cover A. First appearance of the new Scarecrow costume, and also it's not marked on here, but we definitely know that there is a cameo and multiple page appearance of what's her name, Molly.
Miracle Molly.
Miracle Molly is in this book, and I don't understand why it's not on there. But
because it's too new. I told you this at the restaurant today.
Too new. Anyway,
same thing on mine. It's not on my book either.
Gotcha. Well, this is dope, and I really love this cover. And we initially didn't pick this book up when it first came out because we were like, DC, whatever. And now we're just buying shit left and right for DC. So I picked up this bad boy for a steal of a deal, and we'll see what happens with it. It might stay in my main collection for a while, or I might flip it. We'll see. Only time will tell.
You dirty speculator flipper.
Yes, dirty flipper.
You're a bane to the hobby.
What? Who says that?
Oh God, so many people.
So many people.
Yeah, they haven't heard of have the hobby fund itself apparently.
Well, I mean, you can collect and flip, and you don't have to just be in one lane. You can be in multiple lanes. That
sounds like material for a video at some point.
Well, we'll have to talk about that later. All right, so that's it, right? Or do you got something else?
Nope, that's all I got.
All right, so that is our comic book haul video for the week of April 14th. Real quick, if you are watching, I don't have to say if you're watching this on YouTube. You're watching this on YouTube.
That's the only place we're at.
Say what?
That's the only place we're at anymore.
Yeah, we're not on Twitch anymore. We're only on YouTube exclusively. So hit that subscribe button. Hit that bell. As of right now, as we're recording this video, we're at 94 subscribers.
Damn.
We are literally 6 subscribers away from giving away this 9.6 CBCS graded Wolverine Origins number 2 1 in 50 Canadian variant.
Oh, it's CGC.
CGC. Did I say CBCS?
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, we're going to give this away very soon. So hit that subscribe button, hit that bell, and also don't forget that we have a mystery pull box. It's a monthly comic book subscription that you can get on brainycomics.com for $40. You get a bunch of different comics varying in age, silver, bronze, or modern. And then everyone will get the store exclusive Magic number 1 from Boom. Kick-ass cover right here.
It's nice.
And then we are giving away, and I say that Ron is giving away this Brian Dunham kick-ass custom cover. The first appearance of Punisher. Remind me the number again. I keep on forgetting.
It's ASM 129 homage.
ASM 129 homage. It is sick. So one lucky person will get this for the month of April. So that is it for today, guys. Again, don't forget to subscribe, hit that bell, and also we have our live show this Friday at 8 o'clock Central Standard Time here on YouTube. And I promise I won't mess up the stream link and that we will use the one that I have assigned on Monday. So that being said, guys, read some more comics. We'll see you guys later.
Bye-bye.